One. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the KYREN Monteiro Show, season number 4. Episode number 1, called Established in 1990. Let go! Brand new single called Shut It Down, available on all platforms right now. And a website, you dig.
Yeah, schools, yeah.
I dig it. Hey.
I shut it down. I'm levitating, so that means I'm off the ground.
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling it, so that means I'm about to clown. Please excuse the drill, cause somebody might drown. I shut it down.
Yes, sir.
Shut it down. I'm levitating, so that means I'm off the ground. I'm feeling it, so that means I'm about to clown. Please excuse the drill, cause somebody might drown.
Yes, sir.
Going so for the broken, back at it again. Call me with the broken finger, we bout to win. Ain't the devil throwing blows, he knocking all on my chin. But the spirit drilling in me, I look at him and grin.
I levitate with it, off the ground with it. What's going on, everybody? My name is KYREN Monteiro. Welcome to season 4 of my podcast, the KYREN Monteiro Show. We grateful for you. Round of applause, man. Man, season 4, man, it's been like almost 2 years since I've been doing this podcast stuff, man. Just having fun with it. Every season so far, season 1, 2, and 3 have had 10 episodes a piece in it. Season 1 interviewed a lot of people. Season 2 just kind of talked about more practical things. But honestly, season 3 has been my favorite thus far. And I call that the Visionary series. So make sure that y'all go check out the KYREN Monteiro Show podcast on all platforms. Speaking of all platforms, Google Podcasts is now going away. Google have announced that they are converting everything over to YouTube, which is owned by Google. So all my people on Google Podcasts, make sure that you are aware that Google Podcasts is going away and is now going to be converted into YouTube. It's kind of similar to what they did years ago with Google Play Music. They had a streaming platform dedicated just to music, and they kind of just rolled it all into YouTube. Now it's YouTube Music. So kind of similar to what they're doing on the podcast. On the business end, I get it. It doesn't make sense to have all of these different things if you can just roll it all into one mega streaming platform. So once again, round of applause for y'all, man. So since season 3, there's been a lot that's changed. You know, as I'm recording this episode, it's Saturday, January 27, 2024. So if I haven't told y'all on this podcast already, which I haven't, because this is the first episode of 2024, Happy New Year. It's good to be here. January has been full of accomplishments. We'll talk about some of those. I got to see my homie, Ronald Morrell Jr., become the mayor of Indiana, the first black mayor, the first youngest mayor, and the first black Republican mayor here in the city of Marion, Indiana. Round of applause for my homie, man. Shout out to that. Also, I'm proud to announce that I have been awarded Master and Engineer of the Year by the Avidity Awards. Round of applause for that. Look, I didn't hit the wrong button. Look at that. That's what you get for moving too fast. Round of applause for that, man. I want to thank Derek Huggins. I want to thank Tiffany French and the whole team down there at the Avidity Awards. It was held this year in 2024 in January, middle of January, down in New Orleans. It's an honor. You know, I appreciate the whole team over at Frequency Canvas. I appreciate my wife for always standing by and supporting the vision. And, you know, everybody that voted, whether it was from my city, anybody who voted public voting and just the committee, everybody involved in that. One more time, round of applause, man. Shout out to the Avidity Awards. So I was talking to somebody, man, and they was like, yo, you know, there's a lot of attention on you right now. There's a lot of new faces. There may be some people that don't know you. And so, you know, before you keep going forward, let people know, you know, who may not know your story. How did you get to where you're at? How can your story possibly inspire somebody? And I'm just like, you know, I don't got the most vibrant story, right? You know, but my story is my story. And so we're going to call this thing Established since 1990. And, it's weird to give an intro to myself, but as KYREN Monteiro, I am a husband, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, an entrepreneur. I'm a music and record label executive. I'm a CEO and a president, a recording artist, an audio engineer, music producer, musician, a podcaster, and also a podcast producer and a visionary. The one and only KYREN Monteiro. Round of applause, man. That's weird, right? Weird to introduce yourself. But man. So, I grew up in the city of Marion, Indiana, small town population of about 30,000 people. We are about an hour and a half south of Indianapolis, Indiana, about an hour north of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Or let me rephrase that. Indianapolis is an hour to an hour and a half south of us. Fort Wayne is about an hour north of us. Let me say that correctly. And so, it's a small city, not really known for much. Basketball, one of the things that's really known here. Zach Randolph, prime example, former NBA legend, played on the Portland Trail Blazers, the Memphis Grizzlies, and some other teams. He's actually one of the best power forwards to actually play in the NBA. So, yeah, man, salute to the hometown legend. But we're not really known for music. The most legendary person I seen was this guy named MC Supernatural. His real name is Rico Price, who is an absolute hip hop legend internationally. Round of applause, man. Salute to MC Supernatural, man. So I grew up, raised here in Marion. I grew up in church. My mom and pops, my grandmother and family, they all definitely had a heavy hand in pouring into me. But I also had family in the streets as well. And, so my upbringing is kind of interesting because here I am. I grew up at church, Greater Second Baptist Church here in the city of Marion, Indiana. Been here my whole life. Shout out to GSBC, Greater Second Baptist Church. Shout out to my church family. And so I grew up a preacher's kid, seeing my pops, the late, great Elder Grady Speed. Salute to him. There's a lot of hand claps right now. Salute to my pops, man. And he exposed me to a lot of things, but one of the things that he really exposed me to was music. And I wasn't raised by my biological father. My biological father lives in Ypsilanti, Michigan, near Detroit. And so I don't like the word stepfather, but the man that I consider my father who raised me, the late, great Elder Grady Speed, him and my mom got married. I think I was about 1.5, 2. So I was at a, real early age. And he adopted me and he raised me as his own. And blood couldn't have made us closer. And seeing him grow up, like it was crazy growing up watching him because he was a preacher, but he rapped. And so I was already getting into drums. I was already playing drums and starting to play drums at my church. I started playing drums, no drum lessons at all at the age of 5. It just kind of threw me in the water and made me start swimming. So, just one of them things you got to kind of start figuring out as you go. And I seen him rapping and I was just like, yo, this is dope. The way that he was able to inspire people and move people with his music and just his live performances. He's like one of the best live performers I've ever seen. Also one of the best lyricists I've known as an MC in hip hop and a great rapper and recording artist in general. And, rest in peace to him, but he is why the legacy exists today. And so I grew up, playing drums in church. Then I seen him rapping. And I wanted that. Seeing him in the studio making beats and producing music and writing songs, I wanted that. So eventually, a little time after playing drums, I started rapping. Just rapping at school, rap battles in the cafeteria, in the hallways, rapping at youth group, at church, at home for fun. Then eventually I got a little older, got into middle school, started making beats because I wanted to start writing music. So I started making my own beats and producing, recording on karaoke machines. Eventually, like around my freshman year of high school, I kind of got my first official kind of, amateur studio set up that my parents and my church helped get me. And that's when things really started to really take shape. I was like, yo, I really want to do this music thing. I really want to produce music. I want to like be an audio engineer, recording, mixing, and mastering the music. I want to write the music. I want to be a recording artist, and I want to be my own, and I want to be a CEO. I want to be an entrepreneur as well. So around that time, I started in high school. I started a record label called Holy Soldier Records, which is now known as Engage Records, my record label, but it started as Holy Soldier Records, HSR. And Engage Records, formerly Holy Soldier Records, that started when I was a teenager. And it was birthed out of hip hop and in the Christian hip hop scene. And when I was around like 15, the things started to really take a different shape. My pops had got sick and got diagnosed with cancer, bone marrow cancer, and like just playing drums and making beats, I couldn't get out that emotions the way that I wanted to. And so that inspired my writing. Like writing songs was the only place where I could escape and start to capture my feelings. And once I did that, just things in my city started going crazy. And so I eventually put out a debut project, which was a 10-song project called Spiritual Walk. Which actually, if you go on engagerecords.net and go on our online store and go all the way down on the downloads page, it's still available now. And what's crazy, the quality was bad, like it was terrible. But I produced it's 10 songs. I produced every song except for like 2 songs. There's a guy in my city named Corey Boyd, formerly known as C Knight. He goes by valedictorian now, but he produced like 2 of the songs. Him and my pops was featured on a couple songs. But it was kind of like a long demo, but I just wanted to get something out and just see what the response of people was. And it was like, people went crazy because I was already doing shows. At 15, 16, I had already opened up for Lecrae like 2 or 3 times and some other big Christian rappers at that time. Some of them who's still around now, like K-Drama and different people. And so it started to take shape. And then, I graduated and kind of decided that this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be involved in music some kind of way, rather it was rapping, rather it was running a record label, rather it was audio engineering services in the studio, rather it was playing drums. I just wanted to be involved in music. And throughout the years, it's taken shape to be able to do that. And so, I kept grinding. I used to be known as a hip hop artist, known as The Messenger. 2016, I stopped going by that. I just go by my biological name now. But I toured around under that stage name for about a decade plus. Went by that for a very long time. Had an impact. Was in front of thousands and thousands of people. Got to meet a lot of great people, and I still got relationships with a lot of those people some kind of way, even right now as we speak. And that caused, the need for a record label. There was other, Christian hip hop artists on the label. And because of all of that, it brings everything that's been formed today. And so life happened, stopped touring, had some legal situations happen, and kind of transitioned into the birth and the beginnings of Frequency Canvas LLC, which is another company, audio production company that helps produce audio engineering services for things like music production and record production, but also podcast production. And so, being an audio engineer and being somebody that specializes as an audio master engineer, to receive an award like a national award is a great honor. Because where I come from, I'm not used to seeing anybody be awarded really for music at all, let alone audio engineering services, let alone an African-American person at that. If you research my city, man, Indiana, it is not known to be the most racial friendly city. And I'll say that. And so, the last lynching happened here in August of 1930. They hung 3 black men downtown. Marion, Indiana. So right around the corner from where our office is currently, that's where that happened. And so, opening up Frequency Canvas downtown in Marion, being the first high-end recording studio was historic in itself. Being awarded by the city, by the Economic Growth Council for opening was great. Being featured in national press like Sweetwater magazine was great. But this award right here is special because I didn't even know about. I didn't really know about this award. I had a friend of mine, Darius D. Darling, who is a dope gospel artist. Go check out his album that I had the pleasure of mixing and mastering called I'll Press On. New album, and it's fire. Shout out to my guy Darius Darling and the team at Stay Royal Productions. So my dude Darius hit me up and was like, yo, I just voted for you for a mastering award. You've been nominated as Master Engineer of the Year. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? And so he sent me a screenshot of what he was talking about, and I had no clue. So this is August of 2023, last year. I had no clue that I had been nominated at all. So, man, I'm just excited, running back and forth. I immediately call my wife, like, I got nominated for an award. I immediately start doing my research and, reaching out to the committee, trying to, say thank you and establish relationships with them. And so originally the award show was supposed to take place in New Orleans in October of 2023. But due to some production things, they had to push it back to January of 2024 this year. And I so happened to win. And announcing that, man, I got to shout out to the people that support the movement and support the vision in my city, because a lot of times you don't get no love in your home city, especially a small city where it's only 30,000 people. And so that's special to me. That's very, very special to me. So, we announced it. It's been crazy. And then we've also been rebuilding my record label, Engage Records, LLC, and a lifestyle brand and movement that goes along with that called Fight Squad. And so we just signed 2 hip-hop artists, 2 rappers from the city, 2 recording artists from the city. And so shout out to my guy, Damon Nee. Yes, sir. Very dope hip-hop artist that we just signed to Engage Records. And shout out to my guy, Mark E. Khan II, a.k.a. Young Pootie. Yes, sir. We just signed both of them to Engage Records. Also, my guy, Philip Boyd, a.k.a. Big Freezer, is now the A&R director at Engage Records. Hand clap for that. Thank you for, thank you for joining the team and believing in the vision. And also, we revived our booking agency that's been around for a while called Engage Booking. And we just brought on the first new booking agent under that. Her name is Rachel Helvey. So salute to her. At an independent level, these things are all commission-based jobs. So, these people, man, right now, they still got full-time jobs and taking care of their family and stuff. And so I appreciate them coming alongside the vision and believing in the vision. That is amazing. And so I'll be honest with you. Engage Records, formerly known as Holy Soldier Records, is looked at to be birthed out of the Christian hip-hop movement and market, which is true. But we've always been submerged in hip-hop as well. And the reason that we changed the name from Holy Soldier Records to Engage Records in 2013 is so that we can get out of that box that's kind of been placed on us and give us the ability. And coming from the church, I'll be honest with you, I don't always agree with how the church has said we can do business in the music industry. I think people have taken personal convictions and try to make it law and make that the standard. No, that's how God has dealt with you. That's your conviction. Some things are black and white, but other things are not. And so these signings of Damon Nee and Young Pootie, this would have never happened 5, 6, 7 years ago. These are not Christian hip hop artists. I repeat, these are not Christian hip hop artists. And there will probably come some flack eventually. That'll get back to me and the team eventually. But at the end of the day, we have to hip hop. We have to impact culture. And how that looks is not the same as it was in 2005, 2007, 2010, 2014. It's 2024. And you have to be willing to try new things. And at the end of the day, Engage Records is not a church. It's a record label. It is a business. And you get into business to be profitable, and to have a profit share and a net profit. And so, yeah, I appreciate, everything. I'm excited about what's going on with Engage Records, the rebuild and the rebrand of the Engage Records label, and the Fight Squad brand and movement, the Engage booking subsidiary of the company, and also our digital distribution company, Engage Distro. So I'm excited about those things. So don't be shocked if you see some of these people on season 4 on the podcast with me, to introduce them to those who may not know. But I just want to encourage y'all real quick. If you have a vision, if you have a dream, do not give up. Do not give up. I promise you, people will talk about you. People will throw your past in your face. People will hate on you, but that's not everybody. But you also have people that will love you. You have people that will encourage you and push you and challenge you in your lowest moments. You have people that will help invest into your vision and will help build it up with you. And so be thankful for every single day that you have, and just do your best to walk in your purpose. Kill the noise. Do not worry about people that don't matter. Most of the time, the people who criticize you do not matter. I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of criticism. I got a lot of people who envy and want to be in the quote-unquote position, that I sit in. But at the end of the day, they really don't matter. Sometimes it's from up close. Sometimes it's from a distance. But at the end of the day, them and all of that hate don't matter. Most of the time, hate is always upward, right? I told this to my homie Marion one time. We had a conversation, and I told him, hate is always upward. It's never down. People that hate on you, that it's always up, meaning that your haters are probably doing either the same or less than what you're doing. Most of the time, people who are doing equally the amount of what you are, or even more, they're not worried about you because they don't have time to focus on what you got going on. They don't got time to hate on you. They're locked in on their vision and what they're trying to build up. Most of the time, people that hate on you is people that's doing less and sitting on the sidelines and doing absolutely nothing. They are irrelevant. Don't entertain them. Irrelevant people and miserable people are exactly what they are. Irrelevant and miserable. Round of applause to the visionaries, man. To all the supporters out there, man, we greatly appreciate y'all. Matter of fact, to the haters, let's give y'all a round of applause too, because there's a lot of y'all. Love to all the haters out there. We're going to use y'all as fuel on the fire to make bigger flames, man. But I just want to say thank y'all for all of the support thus far, man. 2024 is looking like a great year. I appreciate y'all. This is KYREN Monteiro, season number 4, episode 1 of the KYREN Monteiro Show. Of course, I'm your host, KYREN Monteiro. Go check out seasons 1, season 2, season 3, man. They're full of value. Season for any entrepreneur and visionary, you should go digest season 3. I called it the Visionary Series. Season 3 is great. That is my favorite season thus far. A lot of the episodes were under 20 minutes and really just me just giving game and what I've learned along the journey thus far, from just my own journey and just some other people who are great, man. So make sure that y'all go check out the KYREN Monteiro Show podcast on all platforms. High definition videos available on YouTube. Obviously, high quality audio is available on all the streaming and download platforms dedicated for podcasts. Man, I greatly appreciate y'all. Once again, salute to the Avidity Awards. You're looking at the Master Engineer of the Year. Round of applause for that, man. My new single, Shut It Down, is available on all platforms. It dropped January 5th, 2024 on the Engage Records and the Fight Squad movement. So I greatly appreciate that. Shout out to my dude, Big Beats, for making the beat and producing the track. Shout out to my guy, Dan Overby, for designing the artwork. Shout out to my guy, David McKissick, for the photography on the artwork. Let's end the show with it, man. Let go.
Yeah, schools, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, 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 hey.
I shut it down.
Yeah.
I shut it down.
Yeah.
I'm levitating, so that means I'm off the ground.
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling it, so that means I'm about to clown. Please excuse the drill, cause somebody might drown.
Yes, sir.
I shut it down. Shut it down. I'm levitating, so that means I'm off the ground. I'm feeling it, so that means I'm about to clown. Please excuse the drill, cause somebody might drown. Yeah. Going so for the broken back at it again.
Yes, sir.
Kobe with the broken finger, we bout to win. Ain't the devil throw him lows, he knocking all on my chin. But the spirit dwelling in me, I look at him and grin. I levitate with it,
Off the ground with it.
I'm feeling it with it, I'm about to clown with it.
Tell them Fight Squad with it.
We been around with it, I
Shut it down with it. All up in your town with it.
Grandma taught me plenty lessons,
Boy, I miss it. I can't get it back.
so I drop this music, this the movement.
That's like plenty crack.
Put me in the post, I take it over, boy, I feel like Shaq.
The reason that I keep on holding on is cause he coming back. There you go.
I shut it down. I'm levitating, so that means I'm off the ground.
KYREN Monteiro Show, Season 4, Episode 1. Established in 1990. Engage Records is the label. Fight Squad is the movement. Frequency Canvas is the sound. Shut it down. Shout out to everybody pushing, man. Keep pushing, keep believing, man. Keep dreaming. Make it happen. Execute it. Believe that. All right, man.